Hi friends, this is Sylvia with Running with Needles and Scissors, and this floss tube is primarily about cross stitch. It's Memorial Day, not a holiday for Germany, but a major holiday for the US, and so yeah, what do I want to say to that? Just that it's a day of remembrance, and we should be grateful for all our freedoms. It's not that way in the majority of the world. So we can really thank those who have laid down their life and fought for us to be, have the privilege of being so free. Especially when you look at the time now where we aren't so free and you realize how much freedom does actually mean to you. Anyways, I apologize for not coming back last week. It was a little too crazy, and so I'm hoping to catch up this time around. Mia, my 12-year-old, has talked to her like as the baby. My 12-year-old dog has been sick, so we ended up at the emergency vet last Sunday, which I had planned to make a video then, but I was just freaking out about her, and so we took her into the vet, and he gave her some. He did a more thorough examination than my regular vet did, and so she had some medication that slowly now is helping her, but she's going to have surgery tomorrow. Not a pleasant one. So we'll see how she comes out of it, and I'm just a little, not anxious, but I am anxious. Yeah, how do you explain that? You know, I know she's in really good hands, and she'll be fine. You know, you wish you could explain it to your dog, but you can't. And I'm not quite sure what the recovery is going to look like for her. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be busy here the next couple of days, my time off. So I'll probably get a lot of stitching done, and Mia and I will just hunker down on the couch and hang out together. She gets really anxious when I leave. She's not with me right now, only Millie is. Millie is down here somewhere, so she may storm out of here barking at some random noise. But Mia has been attached to my side, and I have not been taking her on a walk because it's just too much for her until she has the operation. And you know, Millie and I have been going, and Rob says that she doesn't even calm down. She just, like, she's on guard at the door just waiting for me to come back home, which, you know, again makes me just a little anxious and sad, and you know, I'd like to be able to explain it to her, and I can't. But she'll be fine, and you know, we're just happy that it's something that can be operated on, and that she'll be fine after. Okay. Any other news? I don't think so. I've been, you know, like everybody else, not everybody else, but a lot of people just on a buying binge. It's been really bad. And yesterday I went upstairs into my sewing room and I organized my fabric, not my sewing fabric, my stitching fabric, because I had them in these big bins, and they were laying flat because I like my fabric flat. And it was a little more difficult to handle because you'd have to dig through, and if you pull a piece of linen out, it pulls the other ones with, and it was making a big mess. And I've had it that way for years. And so I have rearranged some things with my shoes and my closet, and so I had this bin available, this big 3-drawer plastic little tower of drawers, and so I organized my linen. I took all my lakeside and folded it. I took all my other hand-dyed and folded it, 40 count only, and what's in the bottom drawer? Oh, and my 46 count. And then in those flat bins where I was laying them, containers, I also folded my linen. So my 35, 36 count and my 32 count went in one. Yeah, I think they're in one. And then the other one is, the other bin, I left all the fabric that's kind of dyeable that I bought to dye. And yeah, it's, oh my gosh, I have so much linen, it's crazy. But it was nice to see. So I can go through the apocalypse or 3 without having to worry about linen at all. Okay, so that was nice and relaxing and but also like, oh my gosh, the linen stash it's so much. And a little bit of new stash came in, so I will show that later. And I also wanted to show a little bit of my UNI, do a stash dive into the UNI charts. They're still available. Twisted Threads has them, so you can get them there. And there's some really cute things. Some of it is not in here because I had gone through and sorted it out into my into a smalls basket. So I have a lot of the patterns in my basket for stitching smalls, and so some of the patriotic stuff and Christmas stuff is in my smalls basket. But nonetheless, there's plenty left in here to have a good time. All right, I noticed that last time I was on, my plan is every week to start 5 projects. For Mania, smaller projects, and I think last time I only showed you 4 because I missed the 5th one. I didn't even know. I noticed later. I was like, where did that one go? Anyway, so I brought it today. So let's go and start with the one we missed. So in week 2, I started this little kit by Me Lady's Needle. I got this at the attic in the summer school last time I was there, and it comes with everything you need. You can see it here. This is what the pattern looks like. So cute. I love the little pin cushion, the bobbin with the spool. Anyways, so it comes with a little, oopsie, it's gonna fall over. A little floss tag. And these are, they feel like weeks threads. Then here is the spool, There is fabric. I'm going in the wrong direction. Where's my camera? Here we go. I have to be opposite. And it has some pins that go up into the pin cushion that you make. And let's see. I was like, oh my gosh, my fabric's gone, but it's here. So this is my progress. There we go. These little things are stitched over one sampler 2020, and then what's the other word? Sisters, or sampler stitchers is what you have options. Anyway, so I just need to get the little girl in on the other side, a little over one, and finish this and the scissor, and we're done. And instead of cross stitching the spool of thread, let's see if we can see it there. I just did a satin stitch all the way down. Fun, easy, quick, and I think I'll show it again, the result is going to be super cute. So, all right, there's that. And it comes, of course, in this little pouch. I know the attic has that, and because I bought it there, and the attic is Me Lady's Needle, Gloria's home shop. And I think I saw it at the Inspired Needle too, as I was digging through their website to buy fabric. I swear. Okay. Really enjoying this. Stitch Every Day by Hands On Design. Can't wait to get back to it. And I am stitching this. Let's pull all that out. On 36 count Honey by Sassy's Hand Painted Fabrics, and this is no longer being, I don't think she hand paints anymore, but you can see, so a hand painted fabric or a printed fabric, you can always tell because the back side is a different color. It's a lot lighter. So from what I understand, it gets laid down on the work surface and then it gets painted on. But this is where I am. And you can see I think these are Smyrna's, if I remember correctly, and satin stitch right there, but nothing hard. That's something everybody can handle. So cute, love it. And here are, all right, let's see if let's flip it around to a blank canvas and lay the threads on there. So there we go. More or less, this is what I'm liking it a whole bunch. Okay. Oh, and what also happened that Sunday when I didn't do my video, I burnt my hand pretty thoroughly. I had a pan in the oven, like a frying pan. I had fried some chicken thighs that were stuffed, and then I stuck it in the oven to get it cooked all the way through. And then I pulled it out. It was about, I had it about 270 Celsius, which don't ask me what that's in Fahrenheit, but it's the highest you can set your oven. And so I put it down on the cooktop, and then, you know, put my towel down and was getting the plates ready, and I thought, oh, let me move. I wonder if that burner is still hot, because that's where I'd been frying it up. And so, of course, you know, wasn't thinking, and grabbed that really hot handle. And I'm lucky not too much happened. You know, I got a deeper burn right here on this finger, but all the others, they seem to have lost just a little bit of their ridges, but they'll come back once the burnt skin. I immediately under cold water, and then I put lavender oil on it repeatedly, and also a little clove, because clove is numbing, and so that helped. But it kind of knocked me out for that evening, stitching wise. Okay, then I was also stitching on this Blackbird design stocking, which was a club kit. And I switched out the fabric because it was on 32 count, and I wanted to only use one thread. So, and I don't want an 8-inch stocking either, because I plan to stitch more of these. So here is my progress so far. And this is stitched on 40 count sand, I believe, Zweigart sand that I coffee tea dyed. Here are the flosses. Again, this came kitted up, so it's all Blackbird colors. Blackbird approved. You know, so Nicole's threads always hang very nice and straight, and they don't have any of these little, you know, runners, or these little bobbleheads, whatever these things are called. And when I pull my, you know, one strand of floss out, you know, this whole thing comes up, and it usually kind of stays unorganized, or not unorganized, but what am I trying to say here? Kind of, yeah, well, not as pristine as Nicole's, let's put it that way. So I don't know how, I know she does the same thing. I don't know how she keeps her thread looking so nice. Oh, and this bag I made, this was actually one of the bags that was supposed to be sent to, I think this is the one, Michelle. My friend Michelle, we were doing a bag exchange. This one was for Valentine's Day. The one for Christmas, I was going to make her one for Christmas, which I did, but I put the zipper in what I thought was backwards, which from the other side. But then I also heard that, who is it, Linda Jo from Pretty Southern, she puts her zippers in that direction, but for some reason I took it back apart, and then I broke the zipper. Long story, won't go into it, and so I was really frustrated, so I set it aside. But this one is a linen fabric that I bought in France, and so I thought, oh, how pretty for Valentine's Day, and I made this for her. Is this hers? Because of course I made myself one also. Yeah, this is hers. And then when I was done with it, I was completely done, and I was, oh, how pretty that turned out. That turned out fairly nice. Linen is not so easy to work with. Yeah, not so easy. But check it out, the back. This was the reason I was doing it for Valentine's Day, and it's upside down. So I was like, seriously. I couldn't check it before, obviously not, so it stayed here. It didn't get mailed. My goodness. Okay, and then the other thing I was working on, and I'm liking it a lot, is this little drum, Home by Summer House Stitchworks. I think I have all the called for colors on there now, so we can see it. Yep, they're all on there. So this is as far as I got. Come a little closer so you can see there's like a lighter blue and a green and a brown and the blue. What I like about this, so this is as big as the stitching will be up to here, but you also use fabric to finish it. And let me see if I can pull the little price tag off and then we can see a little better because they are super cute. You put some fabric also as part of the drum. Here we go. So portion of it is the drum and then a portion of it is fabric, and it has wool on it. Sorry for moving it around so much. I'm trying to get a decent shot, and a little charm. I really think it's darling. So I plan to do, there's 3 of them, home, hive, and nest. So that one is nest. This one is hive. You can see that fabric they used there. And this one is home. Yep. Okay. So that really shouldn't take too much time to get done. Here we go. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was week 2. Then week 3, some stash came, which of course I put right into Mania. Why wait? Oh, yeah, I ordered a little Bitsy Bob from That's So Kelly. I'm not using it in the right way by any means at all. I will though. I just decided to. And what is a Bitsy Bob? It is something where you can store your floss right here, right? And then it has these little felt, it comes with just one like this, and you can put your leftover thread as you're stitching. Here's a piece of, oh, I don't want to pull that off. As you're stitching and you have thread left over, and I don't have anything here to show you. So when I'm stitching, I always put the leftover thread on my linen. I just pull it there and it rests there until I need it again, and then I pull it back out and thread my needle and continue. But I felt this was a better option because it just sits, you just coil it and set it right here. And I've noticed that if the floss isn't needed for a while, it tends to get fuzzy. So anyways, it'll probably rest better here. So that's what you do with that. You just make a little coil, stick your thread here. It sticks on there, and so you just leave that with your project. These are the flosses for no floss ring, not in compliance at all. I was like, I just want to stitch it. I don't want to do a lot of prep work. Ooh, so they look like they've, yeah. Anyway, so here are the colors, and it is the Stacy Nash Red Hydrangea pin disc. And I did find these black little pins. I found some on Amazon here in Germany, and they weren't expensive at all. I got 100 for like €3. And hopefully that's enough to do all 3, because I did get all 3. And here is where I am stitching wise. So here's my hydrangea, and this is on 36 count, I think. Let me read the back. Patriots Brew. Yeah, 36 count. R&R Patriots Brew. And there I started the second one. They actually sent 2 pieces of linen with the kit, but you don't need it. You can do it on one. I put the, there are these come with the pattern, so you don't, so you can actually get a decent pin disc done. And so I put them, you know, I measured, so I put this one on there, and then I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much room, so I decided I would go down here and put the other one. And then I just have a little piece of 36 count Patriots Brew, but these would be great for an ornament or something. And they use pretty much the same colors, so if you just order, yeah, about 3 colors, 3 of the colors, moss, this one repeats 3 times, this one repeats 3 times, I believe, and I don't know if brick repeats, but anyway, so no need to get them individually kitted up like I did. So So now I have a lot of the same color, but that's all right. It will get used. Okay, so there's that. I'm just using this little Bitsy Bob as a storage for now. Because for a minute, I was out of bags and stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, I have no place to put this to keep everything together. All right, so that was one. Okay, so number two is the Bent Creek. Today is a good day to have a good day, and I'm stitching that for my sweet girl in Washington, D.C. who's in law school. And I was happily going along, and hold on, oops, let me take the needle out with the, okay, so I was happily going along and nearing, I decided I'm just going to stitch the border. I'm usually not just, I usually don't do that, but I thought I'll stitch the border. And so, whoopsie, I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. So I was stitching along and I had it to about here. And no kidding, my thought at about here was, this will be the first time my border's gonna be right. How fun is that? And then I paused to see, like, where's the edge of this and where's, you know, is it coming in right? And I was like, about right here, coming in with the border. And I was like, what? What happened? I was so mad. Anyway, so that's where I am, because I had to rip it all back out. So let's see, down, and I even had the heart stitched. I had this part stitched. So here, it looks fairly even, except right here you see that it's not. So it is not, you know, even boxes. It's all over the place. And this one I had stitched all even. And this one I realized it wasn't, but for some reason I didn't bother to go back and check this one. And so my border was scooted in too far. So I was here on this loop and I was like, wait a minute, that's not gonna meet. So I had to rip it all the way back down to there. Not a major disaster, but no fun nonetheless. Okay. But it's stitching up really, I like this 36 count. It is, oh, so the fabric is 36 count flax, and I'm really enjoying it. I'll have to use that again. Then, I got this little bag from Linda Jo, Pretty Southern. I thought it was so cute. I just saw the outside, and you know I have a dachshund, so this kind of reminded me of a dachshund. And it's little. And her zipper goes exactly the way I tend to install mine, which is from this side. Usually zippers, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so the first thing I worked on is not this, but the little life. So this is Rosie Life. I think she's so cute. And I just cut a teeny tiny piece, and for a while I was a little panicked. I thought, oh, this was going to be too small, but it was fine. Of, take the back of this. Okay. This is Lakeside Linen. I believe it's nice and wrinkled, sorry. A cedar plank. I think that's what it is. So I just, and I scrunch mine in my hand. So this is as far as I've gotten. And this was right in the middle of Mia having her issues, and I was constantly having to watch her and drop everything if she even got up or moved. So anyways, there's that. And so I know how I'm going to finish this. I am going to mount it on, you know, it's just going to be mounted on a sticky board. Shocking. First I'm going to iron it. And then I think I'm going to take a white frame, but I'm going to put fabric behind it. So it's going to be a bigger frame and some fabric behind it, and then I'm going to stick that on there. So cute. Then the other thing I worked on, and Kindred Stitcher also, was working on this. Where did it go? Is the shepherd's bush, every heart beats true. She finished hers? I didn't. Anyways, but I got a ways into it. Holy moly, that looks messy. 1 minute. Yeah, I have some threads parked here because I was working my way through. Let me get those out of the way. Oh, here's Mia. She came in. Okay, so that's where I'm at. And I am enjoying it. I made a mistake here in the border. Of course I did. And this one, so the first one, I didn't go down far enough on this one. So then everything was higher than just the first one. So I had to, not a big deal. I had to just pull this one out and what's in it and redo it. Anyway, I think it's super cute. The linen is not super nice. It's super, okay, we'll drop the super, excuse me, for the super 3 times in a row. It's very, very stiff. I like rubbed it and crinkled it and shook it out and saw a lot of sizing fly into the air, but it's still a very stiff linen, not the most enjoyable stitch I've ever had. Okay, so let's put these back in. But I think once it's done, it's going to be awesome. Here is still, you put a ribbon around it, and then, yeah, there's a couple little buttons, or one anyways. Oh no, 2. There's a little star button right there, and a little red button, and these go around the edging with this is a ruched ribbon. Okay, and the last thing I worked on is also new stash from last week that came, like everybody else. Oopsie. I'm stitching on Project Quarantine. I think this is so cute. She is such a talented designer. But she also uses like a bazillion colors. So, I mean, that's like a major sampler, what's hanging here. So here are all the colors. There's a couple DMC, which are right here. These 2 are, oh no, these 4. These 4 are DMCs, and then the rest are overdyes. This one is in compliance. I just put my cute Lily of the Valley floss thingamajig from Socks for Mom. So that's on there. I didn't get very far. Again, watching the girl. And oh yeah, there's another reason I didn't get very far on this. First of all, I was watching a series called Killing Eve, which was very, very engaging, a little bit gory, but I still thought it was quite humorous and enjoyed most of it. But of course, when something sucks me in like that, you know, I sit there with my needle in hand and like, I'm watching TV rather than stitching. And I made so many mistakes in this. I was constantly going back and having to rip out. And so the first thing I did right away was, because I knew this was over 1, I started this hoop over 1. So I was up to about here and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. So then I take that over 1 out. So I started it again. And then it turned out I counted 1 too short on this side, of course, so this wouldn't meet up. So I had to rip that side off and redo it. And then I had this S up here, and I thought it was this S when I went back and stitched. So all the lettering was off, so I'd take that back out. Then I know I had 1 too few stitches on one of the legs here of the H, and so I had to rip one side back out and, you know, get it up to the right height. And with the lady, I think I left my mistake. So, oh yeah, so the scissor is supposed to end, or the scissor's supposed to be the border, and it's not. I have 1 more. She's got a little bit longer dress. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not ripping it back out. So that's where I'm at. This is on 36 count Patriots Brew, and it's very pretty. It's a very pretty, probably can't, oh yeah, you can see a little bit. So, you know, it's got a little bit of the coffee thing happening. Everybody smells that fabric, and it does smell good. I get it. All right, that was week 3, and this is the last week, and I have to tell you, I am little tired of starting new things, believe it or not. So my most used, other than my scissors from ripping, my most important tool in all of this is my corner gauge. I don't know if you've ever seen one. It even has my name on it. I think I got it possibly at an attic retreat or one of the retreats. Anyways, oh, or maybe I bought it at Market, because I did go to Market twice with Gloria from Me Lady's Needle, and I might have ordered it at Market. But so this tells you you can either have a 2-inch margin, a 2.5-inch, or a 3-inch margin. And how that works out, let's demonstrate on, ooh, nope, that's all rolled up. Here, let's demonstrate on the Blackbird design piece. Okay, so I started, because I had gone through and shown you some of my kitted up, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start this summer jubilee. So I started that last week. And ooh, I'm probably gonna have to hold that up. Okay, so this is where I'm at, not very far. Yeah, it's like I stop mid-stitch, looks like. In the evenings when I'm done, I'm done. Okay, let me just pull that so you can see a little better. Not much. So this color here is Old Brick from Gentle Arts. And when I looked at the picture, you know, there's a little bit of variegation in that, and mine has none. So I switched it out. I'm going to pull that corner back out. And what did I pick? Pomegranate? Yep. I think I put in, well, there's actually 2 pomegranates, I think, in this one. Yep, so check it out. So here's pomegranate, and here is pomegranate. Completely different. We'll pull them together. So I'm using 2 different pomegranates, and this one for the border, and this one is the flag. And so, anyways, I just wanted more variegation. Now, how I use my corner gauge, because some people have asked about this, is when you set it right on the corner, if you put your needle right here, because there's a little hole, then you have a 2-inch. This is where you would start. Margin. Here's a 2.5-inch margin, or you put your needle right here, and that would be a 3-inch margin. Now, because I'm a super genius, I have always tried to go from the back to get my needle through. And you know what? It's really, really hard. It takes, like, I can't find the hole. And then I figured out, because I was doing it so much, just put your needle in from the top, and then I just pull the gauge off, and the needle is right there where it needs to be, unless, of course, the border is something like where it still goes out. So you would then count in, because it's not the top is right here. So you would put your needle there, and then you would count how many stitches this little portion is that to the furthest point of your margin or your border, and you would just count in that far, and then you know that you have 2.5 inches here and 2.5 inches there. So anyways, I've used the dickens out of this thing. All right. And I have to tell you, okay, so this is a 40 count fabric that I dyed myself. I can see this easier than the 35 count fabric that I'm doing one of the chalk projects on. That is just killing me. I can't see a thing on that. But maybe it's because this is more of a black gray and the other one is more of a black blue. It's significantly darker. Okay, so there's that. I started that. Ooh. Hold on. Then, is it in? Yeah, it is in here. I decided I wanted to stitch. Oh, I can't. Oop, let's not show the pattern. That has been a problem for me. Okay, so here. I wanted to stitch this. Simple Harvest. I'm not much of an ABC person, but I really like this. And it's easy, relaxing stitching. And this is a 35 count hog bristle blue or something like that. It's from R&R. I'll show you so anyways, this is as far as I've gotten. And I'm using Gloriana Havana Brown. should be easy and fairly quick to finish. I'm checking the color. It's looking, so it's a little bit more blue-green than what you're getting on the screen. This one, what you're getting is gray, but it has a definite blue tint. It's really nice. All right. Then my fabulous friend Tracy Riffle, I had seen her My Dear pattern that she released at market. Tracy Riffle is Hands to Work, and so I was like, I've just been waiting for that, and it's still caught up. It's not in the mail yet, so it's still waiting for other stuff to, because of the COVID stuff, you know, everything was delayed, and so I didn't get my full order, and that was one of the things that was missing. And so she was so sweet and sent me the PDF of it. So I immediately hopped on it, printed it out. So My Dear, and unfortunately it's a printout from my printer, but you get the idea. It is, I just love this. And I decided, I'm going to do it teeny tiny. Not over one, but on, is this 53 count? I think this is 53 or 56 count manuscript, or vellum manuscript. And I am doing it with Tudor silks, and Vicki Clayton also put out a very fine silk right at the end, and I now kicking myself that I didn't buy all the colors, because I was like, I don't know if I'll ever use it, but here we are. So that's the start. Here are the colors. It did take me a while to pull them together. So there's still a really nice red, burgundy. Hers calls for terracotta, Tracy's pattern, but I'm going a little darker. A white. I think the green we've seen, but I don't know. The spools are all Vicki Clayton. Here's a gold. There's a darker brown. This will be the color of the deer. I'm not sure what happens with these, but this is also a fabulous color of blue. So I'm excited to get all the colors in. And the stitching is lovely. At first when I started and I looked down and I was like, oh, good googly moogly, I'm not seeing any holes. Oh, and but it just took a little bit, and get the light on there, get my cheaters on, and it was okay. I tend to feel also with the needle, so I just kind of feel one thread, two thread, and then go. But I'm really liking the way it looks. And so this is the whole height of the sampler, and I think it won't be, I think it'll end somewhere right there. It won't be very big on this linen. Okie dokie. And then the last thing I started yesterday evening, because I spent my day folding fabric and cleaning up my sewing room. And this is Laura's fault from Brenda and the Serial Starter, is I started It's Spring Fever. So I too want to stitch them on one piece of fabric. And there's 9 of them, so I have 4. But I'm not going to do all 9. I'm going to do 8. I'm not the keenest on the big fat cat one. So I'm going to leave that one out. So it's going to be 4 or 2 and whichever way. It's going to be something. I decided, okay, so here are all the flosses. And I put my floss tag from Samplings of Memories. She has also beautiful tags. I guess this stuff hangs on the back. I don't know. Anyways, so the only thing that is kind of bothering me, so the fabric I chose is Ancient by Picture This Plus. And this is, oh, Millie, quit crying. So this is my little start from yesterday. Ooh, let's see, that's, okay. I'll just let it hang. So there we go. And I wanted to see what my little loop-de-doos and lazy daisies were looking like. I also had this one done, but realized that I'd gone up to one stitch too far, so I had to take it back out. And then I didn't feel like restitching it. But, okay, what is bothering me? It is, okay, these are two different greens. Not that you can tell, maybe slightly. The one ends here and then it goes on, and then the other green ends here again, and then this last bit of mine is the darker green. But they're super close together. Even on the photo, they're super close together. And I'm going, why? Why? Why pick two colors that are almost identical on? So it's caper and terrapin. These are the called for. There. I mean, you know, you're switching threads, you're doing all this rigmarole, and then they're just about indistinguishable. But I will proceed with the called for. I think it's going to look great. Once the blues come in there, I think it's going to look really good. So I've decided, at first I was going to stitch them this way, 4 and 4, but I'm going to do them this way. Two next to each other, and then 4 down. And I think actually this is big enough. If I wanted to cut them apart and frame them separately, I probably could, but I don't think I will. Anyways, I think this linen is so fantastic. But let's see what it looks like when the blues come in. And the blues are also fairly close. Two of them, it'll be hard to see the difference once, you know. What you could, if you see it only a slight difference in the skein, then once it hits the linen, because it's only one thread, you can hardly see a difference. So, I mean, this one is picking up a little darker, but it's really similar to this one. They're all actually pretty darn similar. So we'll see. So if you, like, so now this is more, like if you look down here, this is more accurate as to what they look like. So, we'll see. I mean, it looks great on the picture. These are the other ones I have right now. So I'm not necessarily going to stitch them in order like 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to place them the way I like them. This one is a favorite of mine. I really love this one. All right. That concludes where I am with my stitching. I will continue this week still to stitch on Mania, and Friday, Saturday, I don't even know if Sunday is, no, Monday is the 1st because it's another holiday here in Germany. But so through Sunday I will stitch, and I will probably pick up some of the smaller ones that I'm the furthest on, and over the weekend try and get them done. So that'll give me a sense of satisfaction. Shall we look at stash real quick? Okay, we'll look at stash real quick. I left it in the priority box. Not that it all came in one box, it came separately. All right, here are the other two, Stacy Nash, and you've seen these, and they're really nice. I really like them. They do have some stitching on the back as well, which I think is fine. That's going to be fun. And here are the floss colors, and I think they're all on the same type of linen, 36-pound R&R. I got one. I did an order from Not Forgotten Farm because she's having a sale, and Laura from the cereal, Brenda and Laura, the cereal starter, alerted me to that. That was on Instagram that she was having a sale, and oh my gosh, I think this is so cute. This is a punch needle pumpkin angel. And she sells this form, but I think it's easy enough that maybe I can convince my husband to give it a try and make me one. So there's that. Wait, I'll pull out the rest of the Not Forgotten Farm. Let's see. Ooh. Chickweed. So cute. Spring Farmhouse. And the reason I bought this was because there's a crazy rooster right there on a chicken. But overall, I like it anyways. So, and this one, Tracy Riffle, Hansework just showed this. She was done with hers, the sepia sampler. And she changed her house to a red because she wanted to pop a color. and I'm gonna have to think about it. I think it looked really nice on hers. It just depends on what kind of linen I decide to use, but I really like this. Then I got this. Finally, it's been on order. I'm not gonna try not to hark on that order that I placed now 6 months ago. So anyways, this is one of the things that was on that order, and I finally just decided to pull the trigger and get it somewhere else, and I let them know that they do not need to send me this any longer. I'll just turn it around. Here are some of the things. I think this one's so pretty. This one's, I mean, yeah, I love this little Le Poulet pin cushion. They're all good. Blackbird. There's a law about that, so I don't need to repeat that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, a heartstring sampler. I thought this was so cute. You make my heart happy. How fun. Simple, to the point, sweet. Kind of little anniversary sampler. The Beekeeper pump stick sampler. One of the things I had ordered that I wanted to stitch this on that was in that long forgotten order was a Berkshire Hive linen 40 count. So it has the honeycomb pattern on it, and I thought this would look so cute. Alas, I'm giving up on that idea. I'll just stitch it on something else. For you. Plum seed sampler. Oh, and this is Mary Chockful. Not that I want to stitch the Chockful. I just want to stitch this little guy. I think he's so cute. So cute. But I do really like the Chockful that she released now, that was released, that the participants of the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat, I think it was, got. And I'm sort of waiting for that, but not necessarily. I don't know. Oh, there's just, there's some little finishing doodads that came. I've been dying. So I want to make these bags. Oh, I got this one. Oh, and well, the green one, let's take it out. So once you buy the pattern, there's a little piece of felt with it. And it's for the strawberry that is included in the fabric. So the fabric is printed, and this one is, I forget what it's called, but it is very cute. So there's that, the panel that goes in, and you need to provide your zipper and your interior fabric. And this is nice sturdy fabric. So this is what it looks like front and back, and that little square. The color square right there, that's the strawberry. That's how you make your strawberry. Let me show you a picture of it again. So maybe, yeah. So you can see right here, there's the strawberry. And you need to, get rickrack or whatever else, the lace you want. And then she gives you very clear, I looked through them, very clear instructions. So I'm hoping still that during this time off, maybe I'll have time to go up there in my sewing room and sew these together. Should be fun, because I need more project bags. Really. Okay, and there was one more thing. Where did it go? Oh, here. And what was I looking for? Oh, I was looking for, when I saw Christie's from Crossheads Quilts finish of, Cherry Hollow Farm, something like that. It was a kit that I believe that Stacey Nash released whenever at one of the markets, and I was like, pshaw, I should learn. Anyways, I didn't get it. Of course, I saw hers, so I was like, oh my gosh, that is so, I need to have that. I need to stitch that. And so I went on a hunt, and it looked like Stitching Bits and Bobs had it. So, I was putting it in the basket. I'm like, get in there. And it wouldn't go. And so, of course, it figured out they didn't have it anymore. But so I kind of perused their site while I was there. and I saw that their Tudor silk was on clearance. So I was like, yeah, I do want some Tudor silk. I want to have some here so I can, because I do have some smaller count fabric, as I found out now sorting all my fabric, and it'd be nice to just be able to kit things up. I'm not going to show you every color. Let me sort out here. There we go. But I just kind of went through and got the colors that I thought would be good for samplers. Hold on. So I'll just hold them up like this. So here they are. And let me tell you, she had them out the next day. I know that, you know, people have complained about her. I think the trick here is that if it's in stock, she's really prompt. And I figured clearance should be in stock. And so she had it out the next day. And, oh, there's, oops, a few more. And let's see, what is all in here still? Oh, okay. I got 2 more Plum Street sampler charts. Obviously, I'm a Plum Street sampler collector, not necessarily the stitcher, but I love to have them. Sew Sisters, again, Kirsty Crosshatch Quilts did a cute stitch up. And instead of, you see this skirt right here, and you see how sort of the variegation, you know, like that. And so she stitched her up and down to help her out a little bit, to have a slenderizing effect on our voluptuous Sew Sisters. So cute. And this one, Farm Girl, I think Farm Girl, she stitched this, and I thought it was so beautiful. This is also one on my order for that, you know, hasn't come. So another replacement, and this one was on clearance. So win-win. I would love it. And then she also had on clearance an embellishment pack from Jeanette Douglas, and I have the chart. So, and I want to stitch it, so I went ahead, you know, I do the math, and I'm like, okay, that is as cheap as I probably will ever get it. So I went ahead and got that. And my floss came from Color and Cotton. So I get 5 regular colors from our regular line and 3 primitives, or 4. 3 primitives. And her floss is beautiful. So I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to organize it. I should have organized it from the start, but that's not me. Okay, so let's take a look okay, so I have this big box. I'm not going to show everything, of course, of You and I. And I really like their charts, or their designs. Their charts are fine too. I don't have an issue with their charts. They also came out with have done kits, and I'm a kit fan. Give me a kit any day. Makes me happy. So they did a lot of like scissor kits. So that's probably what it's going to look like right there. What's this one called? Teacup scissor. Oh, yeah, I got scissor with it. Somebody was clearing them out, and I grabbed them. What's this? Oh, this is like a little birdie. There we go. We'll move her to the side. Ah! There we go. There it is. Well, obviously I'm a birdie fan. Here's a little kit. I think it's so cute. I started it, but we're not going to take it out and look at it. No need to. Let's see what else. Oh my gosh, I have more scissor companions here than... This is not one, thank goodness. I don't even know what this is called. There's no title on it. Super cute. Here are the colors. Oops. There we go. I don't think linen's in here. Nope, doesn't look like there's any linen in there. Here's a rose basket scissor weight. You can see there's some specialty stitches right in the basket somehow. Here are the flosses. Ooh, okay. This is a sheep scissor companion. Oh my gosh. Don't ask me why it's taking that much. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out when we get in there. Like the scissors are there. I love this. And this is so hard to see, but let me just hold it up. So Krennic, or they made a design for Krennic, and even though they look like they're pretty much similar, the same colors, they're not. They're all different. Anyway, so let's see. Oh no, that's not gonna work. It's a funky flower. What's that called? Well, it doesn't say. But anyways, it's just a funky flower design with all these silks, using all these silks. Been sitting in my stash forever, and I really do want to do this. Okay, so this is Whimsical Heart, but let me flip it around. Here you go. So fun. And they like to use anchor, which I'm totally fine with. They also packed stuff up in little bags. I'm a sucker for a brown bag. Give me a brown bag. And that's a little hive. That's a kit. I'm just gonna leaf through. Okay. Oh, so this is usually how you find them. Woodland Spot. This is a great. You know, the size is great because, you know, there's enough stitching. There's some specialty stitches which shouldn't be too hard unless they're those cam coils. Those are hard, but doable and finishable and beautiful and interesting. Anyway, so here is the Heart That Gives. And this is a kit. There's stuff in there. I'm not going to pull it out, but I love this. Look at all the sheep, the little lady with the flower, the big urn, but this border, these little flowers are all spider or ribbon. Anyways, each one is a specialty doodah. That's gonna be fun. They had these little petite exemplaries. Oh, I only have two here, but I know I have all of them. They'll probably show up later. Not super organized. Okay. Or maybe I am, and I just grabbed them right there where well, it doesn't matter. So here is, oh, these are sliding. Here is number 4 and number 3. Just so fun. They did a whole series of Primitive Lady. I had Primitive Hen, which of course is my jam, and I let somebody borrow it. There it went. Garden House. Rose House, and you see the roses are some sort of fancy schmancy thing, but so pretty. And the color palette is totally my palette. It's, yeah. Look at this one. So this is called Memory We'll Never Forget. Love it, except for the full fill-in down here. I don't love that so much, but I'll have to deal with it. Yeah, I have to deal with it. Spring Basket. Summer, small sampler number 1. So they did, I don't know how many, but they're at least 8. So these small samplers, which I only bought the ones I liked. Oh, here, small sampler number 2. I mean, there's not one that I've just held up that I don't like, that I don't want to stitch. Small sampler number 4, maybe 3 wasn't my jam. So, let's see here. Oh. Whew, let's see. Let me just grab the rest of it. Okay, so, and here's small sampler number 5. Cute. Small sampler number 6. I believe I do have more of these. Oh, 7th small sampler. There we go. And sample, ooh, it does go on. Sampler number, small sampler number 8. That's hard to see. And sampler number 9. Sampler number 10. Okay, we're done. So fun. Then, so pretty. Rose City sampler. I'm going to skip a little bit. Tiny tree exemplary. Remember, you can get these at Twisted Threads. They're organized alphabetically because there's so many. Beehive Scissor Companion. Oh, there's Millie. She wants to go on a walk, but today it's Daddy's turn. It's Daddy's turn to walk you. Thistle House. I also have some great Christmas ones, which are all not in here because they're in my small basket. Here is a reproduction sampler. Emily Georgina Dixon. Great name. Fun. This one. This one I gotta do. Yeah, it's way high on the list. This is the Millennium Teaching Sampler. Oh, so fun. And I think the basket has something incredible going on. I'm not sure. It might be silk ribbon, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Somebody who stitched it can probably leave a comment, but this is definitely one I... Oh, Primitive Primrose. Let's see, anything else that is really super duper? Rose Vine and Willow Tree. Check out the Willow Tree. I'm sorry, this is not focusing, but you get the gist. Let Virtue Reside, also another fantastic one. Oh, the one that's not in here, that's in my smalls, is also the Queen of Hearts. Fun. And this is Giant Heart Scissor Weight. So they go from, don't fall. A little blue house. Okay, there's a kit, but no picture, so here's another kit, the chocolate hair. So this is rather whimsical. You know? And here's the other exemplary, number 1. So these would look great, just, you know, I mean, the frames are tiny, and so just 4 of them. And number 2. Oh, here's Primitive Moon. Look at the buttons down at the bottom. Primitive Flag. And Skip, which is probably can fit into that whole primitive. That's a dog. A dog. Oh, I'm sorry that it's not focusing really well. Okay. And it just fell. So there's my box, it's empty. You saw pretty much, not all of it, but quite a bit of it. All right. Oh my gosh, it keeps falling. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little stash dive. I hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend. I'm thinking a lot of places, you know, looks like the States is pretty open again. I would just ask you guys to be careful. And I know wearing masks are uncomfortable, but they serve to protect others. And they're not so great, you know, protecting you, but they do protect others. And so if everybody is willing to wear a mask, then things are better health-wise. So be careful out there. Be kind, because people's nerves are frayed, as far as I can tell, also here in Germany. And somebody's fraying on my nerves down there, crying. So I better go. Love you guys. Take care and stay happy, healthy, and terrific.